airsoft shotguns. This was my very first airsoft shotgun. It looks the business. That's pretty much where it ends. There's nothing more about this that screams realism. So then I bought this bad boy, the double barrel shotgun. But I wanted a pump action shotgun that was even more realistic. So then I bought one of these bad boys. Gorgeous. It's shell ejecting and you load it just like the real thing. However, aluminum. But I really wanted something that was made out of steel. And then if by magic, the wonderful people at JK Army has hooked your boy up once again. And here's a quick disclaimer. Just because this airsoft shotgun has most of the characteristics of a real steel Remington DM870, it does not mean you can put real steel shotgun cartridges in this airsoft gun. Okay, so it looks like, yep. Now you would have to buy these separately. You've got spare gas shotgun shells. And there you go. This is an example of what you would get if you was to buy a pack of 4 spare shotgun shells. But the fantastic thing about this, these are not the CO2 ones. Dominator has now released green gas shotgun shells. And they've even got a little adapter, which is what you would use to fill these bad boys with green gas. Which is great news because when this bad boy was first released into the market, it only used CO2 shotgun shells. But now, Dominator have produced these green gas ones. So I've got 2 packs of those. Good looking out, JK Army. Right, so let's have a look. What else have we got? Nice. This is an optional fiber optic sight upgrade for your shotgun. What else have we got? An optional top mount rail. Oh, okay. This is something totally different. This has got nothing to do with this review. This is an airsoft pistol grenade launcher. Well, it doesn't strictly have to go in an airsoft pistol. You can put it on other airsoft weapons, but there'll be a separate review on this at a later date. Okay, so what other goodies have we got in here? Oh wow, oh wow. Look at this. Now this excites me greatly because you know this airsoft shotgun is a 4+1 shell ejecting shotgun. This bad boy right here will convert this into an 8+1 shell ejecting airsoft shotgun. Oh my gosh. Right, let's get this bad boy open. You got your 2 CO2 airsoft shotgun shells, you got your manual, you got your barrel right there, and then of course you got the receiver, the main part of the shotgun. Right, so as I showed you earlier, it's got this sort of a manual card. On this side, it's got a safety checklist right here, which is pretty cool. And then down there, you've got your assembly instructions. And on the other side, it's got read me before use. And right here, you've got the outer barrel. And this is steel, baby! And this is why I'm wearing gloves as well, because, you know, there is some gun grease or gun oil on here. And then, we've got the actual receiver, the actual main part of this shotgun. It's got some weight to it, and that kind of makes sense because it is full steel. All of it, all of this, steel, steel, steel. And of course, naturally, the pump action bit right here, that's not steel. And the stock isn't steel, it's not wood either. I would suggest this is some form of polymer. And it's got a nice rubber butt pad. It's a butt. Let's give it a slap. Right, so let's just get rid of this. There's a bit more packaging right there protecting that part. And let's get this thing assembled. All right, let's just get rid of this poison. Nice. First thing we have to do is right here, you've got your magazine cap. You've got to remove that. Okay, that's fine. Then you get your outer barrel, and paying attention to the fact that this ring right here has to go around your magazine. And now you just have to replace the magazine cap. Nice. And then you can test your pump action. Oh, did you hear the click clack on that bad boy? Oh, I could do this all day. Never mind your fidgety type stuff. I'd rather do this all day. Woo! Oh, the click clack on that is really giving me the chills. Anyway, we're gonna see this bad boy in action just to make sure it does eject the shells. And we're going to see if we experience any jamming. So what I'm gonna do now is show you how to get these shotgun shells ready for the shotgun. So, earlier on I showed you this little adapter right here. Now, you would use this to put onto the nozzle. However, you don't have to do it this way. And the reason why they've given you this extension right here is because right down in there, I don't know if you can just see it, that's your valve. That's where you put the gas. All the way down there. And trust me, this is not long enough to reach all the way down. But just in case this thing doesn't fit on your can, there is another way of doing it. You simply grab your shell, start unscrewing the metal section from the polymer section. You only have to turn it a few times and then pull it out the rest of the way. And look, there's your valve. And then you can start loading up each shell. Each shell takes around 4 rounds, and you can just do that manually with your hand. You don't really need to use a speed loader. Okay people, we're gonna do a chrono test, and as you can see I have everything set up right there. Now the first shell is empty. Now you're probably wondering, why do I have an empty shell on the table? Well, the reason being is I want to show you the action release in action, as it were, okay? So I'll show you how that works. It's just like the real steel. So the first thing I'm going to show you is the action release in action. We've got one shell in there. So your shotgun is loaded, ready to go, and then either the marshal says game over, or for some reason you feel you want that shell back out without firing a round. The first thing you do is locate your action release, hold it down, and watch. Without firing the shotgun, you can release the shell. Nice. Okay, so that's 384 with a single BB. Of course, I've got to show you the ejection. Come on. So now look, see what I'm talking about? That's 297. 297 with 3 BBs. So you would expect the FPS to start to drop because the gas has to push more BBs, more weight. Okay, so let's go for full capacity, but we can't do that yet. We've got to do my favorite part. Okay, so this final shell has 4 BBs in it, so let's load it up. So there you go, you got 195.9, we round it up to about 196 FPS with 4 BBs in the shell. Now, you shouldn't take that as gospel, because there will be times where you might use a different shell, put 4 BBs in that different shell, put more gas in, and you could get an even lower reading or an even higher reading. Do you know what's even better than a fidget spinner? Or a fidget cube? Loading a shotgun. Well, in this case, an airsoft shotgun. The Dominator International DM870. So there we go, people. This is the Dominator DM870. I absolutely love this shotgun. Now you're probably saying, you're only just saying that because you got sent it for free and it's a sponsored video and yada yada. No, I'm gonna give you some negatives in a moment. Yes, you heard me. I'm gonna give you some negatives. It doesn't matter that this was sent to me for sponsorship, for me to just like try and sell you this thing. But I'm gonna give you the positives first. Oh my gosh, what a solid airsoft shotgun. There's absolutely no rattle whatsoever. It's a nice weighty piece. It's made out of steel. So straight away, this sets it apart from a lot of other airsoft guns right across the board, not just shotguns, okay? So apart from your polymer stock and your polymer handguard, or where you pump the shotgun, everything else, including the barrel, the receiver, everything is steel. I'm also absolutely loving the very positive pull you get on the trigger. It has a very effective action release right there. The pump, the clack, oh, absolutely love it. I could do this all day. There's nothing in it, so don't worry, dry fire. Woo. Oh, I could do this all day. Anyway, and you know another good thing? Do you know it's not recommended to do this with an airsoft shotgun? With this bad boy, it's not an issue. It is so solidly built, it's just not an issue. You can keep doing it all day long and it won't be an issue. It even feels solid as I'm doing it. Okay, and now for the negatives. Yes, I said it, negatives. Out there, I've heard people say this is the most realistic airsoft shotgun in the market, on the market to date. No, I have to disagree. As much as I love this one, as much as it looks like the real deal, people, it's got an inner barrel. Now, the inner barrel in this will effectively make this a much more accurate shotgun than any other airsoft shotgun. But if a proper nice spread is what is important to you when firing an airsoft shotgun, you're not going to get much of a spread with this compared to one of its rivals. Okay, I'll name it, the APS. I would say to date the APS is the most realistic in terms of what it can do, in terms of like the shells have wadding or wads or whatever you call it. So the actual shells are like the real thing. They're not real, but they're like the real thing. You just put BBs in there instead.
And it fires way more BBs per shell or cartridge.
But in terms of build quality, and although I don't have an APS here, I have used one a few times because sometimes when I go gameplay, people are so kind, they give me the airsoft guns to try out. And yeah, the APS is very nice. But boy, everything about this says quality. It's a solid build. It has to be a solid build because it's steel. The damn thing is made of steel. You could literally do this all day and there'll be no issues. Remember the PPS? Looks gorgeous, doesn't it? It's lighter because it's predominantly aluminium or aluminum. And yes, it's got wood on there, but very light wood. The weight of it's not like really heavy solid wood, but it looks good, it looks gorgeous. But if I was to do this, sooner or later, the rest of this shotgun will kiss the floor and I'll be just left holding this, right? So gorgeous as it is nowhere near the quality of this Dominator DM870. So if you're looking for an all-round, solid, well-built airsoft shotgun, you can't go wrong with the Dominator DM870. Yes, it's got that inner barrel, which will make it way more accurate, but you know, the drawback is you'll get less of a spread. Now, obviously, the further the BBs go, the more it's gonna spread. This one is solid, and I love it. And I love that it's in that police black colour scheme.
Haha, there you go. Make sure to check out part 2 of my review of this shotgun, where I will be putting on the upgrade for the extended magazine tube, so you can load 8+1.
Can you believe that? 8+1. And I'll put the fibre optic sight, and I may just put 1 or 2 other things. Trust me, I'm gonna pimp this thing out ridiculously. Airsoft might catch me next time. And remember, be safe, play safe. Thanks again to JK Army.